Cold calling sucks, right? It's awkward, it's brutal. You don't know if someone's gonna curse at you or scream at you, and you sometimes have to feel like you're doing it over and over and over again. And before you think this video is just, oh, I hate cold calling, let's bash on cold calling today, it is not. I want to show you how you can get a ton of wholesaling real estate deals without having to cold call one motivated seller. You don't need to be spending thousands of dollars a month in marketing, but to be honest with you, if you're just watching this video because you want to just avoid cold calling just to do it, get out of here. Because the point of not cold calling is still to work hard and still get deals. If you think you can get success in wholesaling without working hard, you're already behind the 8 ball. You are not going to succeed in this business. Now, I recommend cold calling a lot for people as a beginner because if you're really bad talking to sellers over the phone, the reason you want to avoid cold calling is so you don't have to talk to sellers because you're bad at talking to sellers. You're cooked, you're done, because cold calling in essence gets you really good at talking to motivated sellers. Your skill set becomes insane doing this. And you work really hard in the process. You get leads for really cheap, and okay, this sounds like a cold calling infomercial, but there is a bad part of cold calling, which it seems pretty drawn out. You do it every single day. It's like Groundhog's Day. And so naturally, some of you guys get really good at talking to sellers or use the right scripts that you give, and you end up being like, yeah, I'm good at talking to sellers, but I still hate cold calling, which is a decent amount of people out here in wholesaling. So if you don't want to cold call, let me show you exactly how you can get cold calling results by not cold calling and not having the brain damage of cold calling all day. So the reason why cold calling works so well is because you get in front of motivated sellers and you do it really quick for really cheap. The reason it sucks is because you mentally get drained, you get cursed out, you feel like you're being ignored, and you never really know if you're having good results until you basically get the lead across the finish line and get a contract. Now, the problem is when we kind of stop cold calling, we start doing other strategies, you get caught in like this rock and a hard place because a lot of the strategies that are outside of cold calling cost money. For example, a lot of people love to cold calling when they say, oh, go buy PPL. And PPL is not bad, right? We always recommend that you can do any type of marketing, get any type of motivated seller. I mean, I own X Leads, which is like the best wholesaling software out there. And we just introduced like an entire PPL section in there, right? You get leads for like 25% lower than anybody else in the industry. And yeah, we'll still provide PPL leads for cheap on X Leads, but to be honest with you, that's going to cost like $400, $500, $600 a month, and including you getting X Leads on top of that. So you really got to be careful how you do this because you can get the point where you want to avoid cold calling and then you start spending thousands of dollars, and that's not good either. But on the other end, if you're cold calling and you're getting no results and you get frustrated and mentally drained, then you're going to quit in this business. So let's talk about the marketing strategies that work better than cold calling, just straight up. Like there's no even comparison. And these are strategies that are easy to scale, don't require too much time to get deals. And so the way I kind of look at this is I look at ROI and I look at ROT. So you look at ROI, right? How much money I put in this business to see how many results I get. And then you look at ROT, which is how much time I put in this business to get maybe a lead. So like how many leads do I get for every like 4 or 5 hours of marketing? So first and foremost, I've always found email blasting to be probably one of the most tried and true ways to get wholesaling deals, because you could send like 1,000 emails a day for pretty much no cost using my EOG software that I have inside of freewholesaling.com. Did I mention freewholesaling.com? The best wholesaling real estate mentorship program in the entire world that costs no money. It's an absolute free wholesaling course. And in that course, I have a free email offer generator, which basically you can go email blast for free and connect Gmail with Google Sheets. And all you have to do is just plug in as many emails as you can and you can send out emails and blast them out. The only problem is the skip tracing, which is finding their emails. So this is why we have X Leads, which you get 25,000 emails. Like think about that, you get 25,000 exports on just the basic plan at $97 a month with phones, emails, and all the info you want. So you just click a button, send 1,000 emails a day, 30,000 a month, and probably for about an hour, 2 hours of work. So that's like 15 minutes or like 5-6 minutes a day for a whole month. You could send out 30,000 emails, just have X Leads and just blast them out doing that. I mean, what's better than that? Like you're not draining your entire like happiness by cold calling all day. You just click a button and email blast and have the sellers like reach out to you inbound on your phone. Now, the next part I always recommend people to do too, if they hate cold calling, is basically like the opposite of it, which I consider reverse drawing for dollars. Now, the reason I love reverse drawing for dollars is think of cold calling as like the middle in the corner in a boiler room, just like going on your phone and just calling and hating your life. When reverse trying for dollars is like the other end, when you're out in the sunshine and the happiness and you're playing your Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, whatever young men these days listen to, and you're singing, Fireworks by Katy Perry, and you're just putting sticky notes on doors, and the leads are just inbound calling your phones, and the world is just so happy, and then you're driving to the next property, and just there's a rainbow right over you. It's so beautiful. Like, that's reverse riding for dollars. Like, the opposite of being in like a calling center in a corner in a dark, damp, cold room. You're kind of out in the sunshine and happiness doing reverse riding for dollars, and it's absolutely true. Like, the thing about it is, I wish I could tell you, no, cold calling, like, honestly, if you could put 100 sticky notes on pre-foreclosures, you're gonna get inbound leads that nobody else is gonna get. And again, I have no dog in this fight because reverse riding for dollars costs no money. Pull a probate, pull a pre-foreclosure list, use AI to track the routes, and just go out there and put sticky notes on doors. I always write on the sticky note, hey, this is Zach, I had a quick question about your property, please give me a call back. And it's basically the effectiveness of door knocking with the happiness of going to a concert or like a music event or whatever. And I always like to listen to music and put sticky notes on doors, right? And it always made it like a fun thing to do. Like, what I mean by this was, I remember specifically, I've said this example a lot, but when I was in my teenage years as a young man, I really loved listening to music. I still love listening to music. And the most hyped music album that I could ever remember when I was in high school and going into college was Travis Scott's Astroworld. And bro, that was a banger of an album. Okay, when that thing came out, it was insane. And I wanted to listen to it, but I told myself I can't listen to it unless I drove for dollars. And that's basically what I did. I said, okay, Astroworld just dropped. I listened to the album Why Driving for Dollars, and it was such a great time. When Sicko Mode came on and I was driving for dollars, it was an amazing, surreal, 3D out-of-body experience, and I recommend you do the same thing. Juice WRLD was there before Juice WRLD was like massively big, and what a time to be alive in 2018. Now, number 3 here, this is like zero brain damage, but this is just posting Facebook digital bandit signs or reverse Facebook ads or hacks or whatever. Like, here's the pitch. Could you imagine if you could just post Facebook ads on Facebook for free? So what's a Facebook ad, right? It's an ad that says, we buy houses cash, and 40,000 people see it, you drop $2,000 for the month for people to see it, and yeah, you probably get a good ROI on that. This is exactly what I'm teaching you, but you can do it for free. And basically what this is you go to a Facebook group with 40, 50,000 people, you warm up the group by asking them like, what's the best pizza in the town or best pasta? And then right there, the second post, you post like a nice picture that says Zach buys houses cash, whatever your name is. You get 40,000 people to see that post because you're already warmed up. I mean, algorithm might change. Obviously, if it does, we'll redo the videos. You're gonna have 60,000 people or 40,000 see your post, and you can post this in like 6 local Facebook groups in like Chicago and have 300,000 people see your ad this month without spending a dime in marketing. I mean, those like 1, 2, and 3 don't really cost any money. Now, you might need X leads for email blasting, but you can use Tree People Search to skip trace for free too. But those are like really low cost effective ways. And then we can start getting into some more expensive ways to get leads. I mean, number 4, right? I would probably say text blasting motivated sellers. Cannot stress this enough, but for like a penny per text, you can actually go out here and text motivated sellers. So if you want to be like a crazy baller, right? If you wanted to go out here and send 25,000 texts, right? It would cost you on X Leads. Did I mention X Leads? X Leads is my wholesaling real estate software that I made. It's currently one of the top wholesaling softwares by users, and it's one of the best wholesaling softwares out there, and yeah, I highly recommend it. If you want to check it out, go to X Leads. And so it's basically the only all-in-one wholesaling software, so you can text, call, e-sign, CRM, the whole thing, right? But the point of it is for about $250 of texting, you can actually go out here and text 25,000 motivated sellers, which is the lowest price in the entire industry, and you can get some AI in there. But like, you don't even have to spend the money. Like, just do the reverse riding for dollars, the email blasting, the digital bandit signs. No cold calling though, to start getting some wholesale deals. Then from there, I would recommend, probably if you kind of care more about not spending too much money and you want to text blast, but you don't want to spend money, I would definitely recommend you text blast niche lists. And so what I mean by this is I would try to go out here and go to zachdiscord.com or freewholesaling.com, any of our communities, and try to go out here and find somebody who has an X Leads account. Now, before you think, oh, Zach's just glazing X Leads again, I'm not glazing X Leads just to glaze X Leads, all right? I'm saying on X Leads, anyone you could find with the basic plan, they get 25,000 exports a month, which most people don't need it. That's very much overkill. But the export limits expire after a month. And basically what I mean by this is if you sign up for X Leads on December 1st, that means on January 1st, if you didn't export the 25,000, you only exported 12,000, it doesn't roll over. It's just a flat back to zero, get 25,000, which means you're going to find people who have the basic plan who exported maybe 20,000 leads and they had 5,000 left and tomorrow it resets and they can't do anything. What you can do is you can JV with these people. They can say, hey bro, how about you give me 5,000 probates, because yes, XLeads is the only wholesaling software with a real-time probate list, like a real, it's not like a pre-probate or a fake probate, like it's a real probate list of somebody that filed a probate with the heirs and everything. You just click a button and export it all. That's why XLeads is the GOAT. But you can get somebody who can send you maybe 500 to 1,000 probates, super niche data, and it's all skip traced. Somebody can give you that data. They might sign a JV agreement. We have auto e-signing for JVs, assignments, regular contracts, right? You can agree to give 50% of your assignment fee in exchange for somebody just giving you the probate data. And all you have to do is just text blast that niche data. And if you have 500 to 1,000, guaranteed to get a wholesaling real estate deal. Not like 100% legally you have to say that, but if you call or text 1,000 probates, like it's very, very, very close, you're gonna get a good wholesale deal. So again, no cold calling today, so just text them. I'd also highly recommend like a drawing for dollars and then texting combo. That's one of my favorites. I mean, even if you really, really, really don't want to get into cold calling, I mean, a good ROI, ROT thing is just sending out probate mailers. So we teach this in PPS 3.0, which is a free course inside of freeholding.com, which is basically Rick's like special awesome probate course. If you just send those little mailers, it might cost like $1 per piece of mail, but if you send 60 out or 70 in the month, you're gonna get a lot of good results, because probates are like $30, $40, even $50,000 assignment fee pops. Now, one of the other ways that I've been kind of against for a very long time, but the quality has just been there and I've been convinced now, is PPL, and more specifically XLeads PPL. So XLeads does provide PPL. Now it is partnered with iSpeed Lead, but the reason why is because XLeads has been able to kind of get the best deal of a lifetime. You get PPL leads for $25. Like iSpeed Lead, if you go to iSpeed Lead's website, they sell the PPL leads for $29 a lead. Well, you can buy them for $24 a lead, which is 25% off if you just own XLeads and just buy the leads for super, super cheap. I mean, I actually know people that are buying the leads for $24 and then selling them to other guys for like $27, and they have this whole little business. I'm not gonna get in that whole thing, but if you're really, really crazy about this, you could spend $200 a month to get inside of our coupon club here on XLeads, and you can buy leads for $24, and for like 10 leads for $250 plus it's like $450 for 10 leads. It's not a bad deal. You need XLeads to get the awesome discount, but highly, highly recommend that too. If you're somebody who just doesn't want to call, they don't want to text, they want to get leads straight there, just go to XLeads. It's all in there. The CRM to help you, the PPL is right there, so you can have the best success. But guys and gals, just understand, eyeballs equal money, and so the more motivated sellers that see your message, that's all that matters. Like we get guys out here that say, oh, I called 10,000 people last month. And I always say, well, how many people picked up? And they say, I don't know. Who's got the ego credit of calling all these leads? Like, I'll be honest with you. If motivated sellers don't see your message, you don't get paid. So if you call 10,000 people and only 1,000 people pick up, then you only get credit for the 1,000 people that pick up. It's like going out here and be like, I spent 100 hours this week in the gym. Well, you know, this guy spent 6 hours in the week in the gym and he did a lot more exercising than you. He's way more jacked than you. So it doesn't matter how much time you spend in the gym. It's how much actual work gets done in the gym. It's like I was on the treadmill for 10 hours today, but you were walking, and this guy was sprinting for 3 hours and he destroyed you. So just understand that you don't need all these crazy software, CRMs, systems. I mean, if you could just get motivated sellers to know that you're looking to buy their property, have a sick, awesome software like XLeads, or no, screw it, you don't even need any money. If you could just use the free CRM we have inside of freeholding.com, and you know how to text blast using Google Voice, and you actually figure out how to do digital bandit signs, you're gonna crush it. So if you could start working maybe on some more inbound leads, some texting, and some consistency, you're always gonna find the results here. So cold calling is not gonna be the one-stop answer to your whole problems. Cold calling is not also the evil scapegoat of why you're not getting results or success in this business. It's ultimately up to you of how you're gonna get motivated sellers into your inbox to talk to them so you can get some wholesaling real estate deals. If you wanna check out my free real estate wholesaling course to learn how to do it the right way, just go to freeholding.com and make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. So Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.